What's up, everybody? It is Bucket Mouth Bass back here again today, and y'all already see the title. Today we are going to be talking about the top 10 things you need to consider before buying a bass tracker boat, or really any bass boat in general. So if you guys like these kind of videos, please let me know by going down below and leaving a like and subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell so you do not miss any future boating related videos. I made a video almost 2 months ago now where I talked about the top 10 worst things about tracker bass boats. A lot of y'all had some stuff to say about that. Some of y'all disagreed with me heavily in that video, so today should be the exact same way. If you guys disagree, do not hesitate to go down in the comments and let me know. And as always, links to all my boating reviews will be left down below, and boating comparisons. The most recent one I did was the Tracker 175 versus the Tracker 190. I compare exact specs and everything you guys need to know if you're looking to buy one of these two boats. And I also did a comparison between the Tracker Classic XL and the 175 as well. So if you guys are looking to buy any of those boats I just named, links to all those videos will be left down below for y'all. And like I already said, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you do not miss anything here on this channel. And before I start the video here today, thank y'all so much for watching today, and let's go ahead and start the epic music and the intro. Alright guys, now that we got the intro and the epic music out of the way, and y'all are subscribed to my channel obviously, because I know you guys already did that. Thank y'all so much for subscribing. But anyways, I'm going to start with number 10 on today's list and move up towards number 1 for y'all here today. And like I said in the beginning, if you disagree with anything in today's video, go down in the comments and let me know. And do not be afraid to leave a dislike as well. I do like seeing those dislikes. I know it's not good for me, but I like seeing them. It kind of entertains me a little bit there. So if y'all don't like it, do not hesitate to dislike this video. So starting off with number 10 on today's list, how many people are you gonna have on the boat fishing? So obviously we have the Tracker 175. I'll leave a link to that review up top and down below if you want to check it out. But this boat, you can comfortably fit 3 people in my opinion on this boat if all 3 people are going to be fishing. I've had my entire family out on this boat before, all 4 of us, and it's very crowded and very cramped. So if you guys are looking to put more than about 3 people on your boat, I definitely would stay away from the Classic XL and even the 175 that we have here today, and go with maybe the 190 or the 195. Obviously they cost more, but if you're gonna consistently have a lot of people on your boat fishing or doing other things, I would highly recommend getting a bigger boat than even the 175. And even the Classic XL, I would not put more than about 2 people on that boat. It's just gonna be really crowded. We used to have an old bass tracker. It was a 1999 tracker bass boat. I don't remember the exact model, but it was very similar to the brand new Classic that they have coming 2020. So it was really hard to put 3 people on that boat. I remember fishing on that boat, myself, my dad, and my brother, and we were always bumping elbows and stuff. You know, all 3 of us are pretty big guys as well, so keep that in mind. But like I said, if you're gonna put 4 or more people on your boat, I would definitely go with at least the Tracker 190. But if you're okay with only having about 2 or 3 people, I would go with the Classic or even the 175. Obviously, you have a lot more room on this boat than the Classic, so you can comfortably fish 3 people off of this particular boat. And obviously any bigger boat like the 190 or 195, you can put 2 to 3 people easily, guys. You have a ton of space on those boats if you're looking at those. So number 9 on today's list is gonna be the trolling motor size and thrust. You guys really want to take that into consideration. We have the 175. This particular boat comes with a 45-pound trolling motor, and in my personal experience, that is not near enough for the boat, especially if there's wind or something. It's a real struggle out on the lake if there's wind or wake from other boats with that 45-pound. But the Classic comes with the 45-pound as well, and for the Classic, 45 pounds is plenty for that small of a boat. But if you jump up to the 190TX, you can get it with a 55-pound trolling motor. And I can't believe they even put a 45-pound trolling motor as an option for the 190, because it's not even enough for the 175 that we have in the garage here today. So honestly, the 190 with the 45-pound is nowhere near enough, especially if there's waves or something. And I know I don't like spooking the fish when I'm out on the water, so having a bigger trolling motor that can move you around places a lot easier is a great feature to have. Again, if y'all disagree with me or have had a different experience, let me know down below in the comments. And some of you guys in my other video, the top 10 Bass Tracker boating complaints, I complained about the trolling motor not being strong enough, and some of you guys went down in the comments and said, well, you know, you can't upgrade it. They do allow you to upgrade it, but what they do is they charge you the full price of the new trolling motor. Then they charge you half the price of the new trolling motor for labor. It's not that hard to put a trolling motor up on the front of the boat, guys. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. Then what they do is they take the trolling motor that the boat actually comes with and they toss it off to the side of the boat. So is that really an upgrade or customization? Yes, it is, but they really rip you off and scam you if you decide to go that route. So in my mind, that doesn't really count as being able to customize your boat if they're gonna rip you off. Again, if y'all have had a different experience, let me know down below, but that is what I have seen. That's why we have the 45-pound. We're looking to upgrade, but you know, they're not cheap, and we want to get one of the stay-in-place trolling motors, which are really expensive, so we're taking our time with that. But let's go ahead and continue the video and move on to number 8 on today's list. So a real big thing you guys want to consider before buying any bass boat, and especially Bass Tracker boats as well, is, are you going to fish a tournament? So obviously, if you're going to be fishing a tournament, I would not buy the Classic XL, especially if your body of water is a little bit larger, because you're not going to be able to get around very fast. So you really want to keep that in mind when you're looking to buy a boat. If you're just looking to go out there recreationally and fish with a couple buds or with some family members or with your old man or your son or something like that, even your daughter, these boats are great. But if you're looking to fish a tournament, I don't want to say you can't fish a tournament on these boats, because you absolutely can, and you can win tournaments on any boat. It's a lot more based on skill than it is what boat you have and what rod and reel you have and stuff like that. The boat does play a big role in any tournament. You know, it gets you places faster. It depends on if you got a boat that can go really shallow, you can get into different spots a lot easier. So I don't want to say you can't fish a tournament. You absolutely can. But if you guys are looking to serious tournament fish, Bass Tracker is not the boat you should buy. Again, that's my opinion. If y'all disagree, go down below, dislike the video, leave some nasty comment or something like that. I really don't care, but let's go ahead and move on to number 7 on today's list. Number 7 is going to be the storage space and or needs. So obviously on the Classic, it's a lot smaller boat. You do not get any kind of rod box on the Bass Tracker Classic. So if you have a lot of rods that you want to store somewhere, I highly would not recommend getting the Classic, because there's literally no rod box where you can put your rods. There's like a couple inserts for like 4 rods, I think, or something like that. So if you're like me and you have a million rods and you want to bring them every time you go fishing, even though I only use like 1 or 2 to be honest, right? I would highly recommend at least jumping up to the 175, because you do get a rod box, and if you're crazy about it, you can shove about 10 to 12 rods in the rod box on this boat. And the newer models of this particular boat actually come with rod boxes on both sides of the boat, not just in the middle, so you can probably fit double the rods that you can on this model. This is the 2018 model, so if you're looking to buy a brand new one, you're obviously going to be looking at the 2020 or even 2021 if this video is that old already. Wow. But like I was saying, you definitely do not want to buy the Classic if you want a lot of storage space. Even this boat is pushing it with the storage space. You don't get a ton of room, but you get plenty of room for tackle and rods. So like I was saying, if you have a lot of stuff, stay away from the Classic and at least get the 175. So number 6 on today's list is going to be the size of your lake or body of water. If your lake is very, very big, or even very big in general, you can only get a 50 horsepower on the Bass Tracker Classic, so you're not going to be able to move around that body of water very quickly. But with this boat, it starts with the 60. If y'all are looking to buy this boat, do yourself a favor and don't even buy the 60. It's not even worth it. Just go ahead and upgrade to the 75. It is $2,000 more, so it's easy for me to say, just finance an extra $2,000 obviously, but it's going to make a big difference going from the 60 to the 75. That's why we have the 75. Again, if y'all disagree or even own this particular boat with the 60 horsepower, go down below and let me know what you think about what I just said. But if you're looking to fish a pretty big body of water, I would definitely at least get the 175. And then if you even jump up to the 195, you can get a 150 horsepower motor, so you're going to be hauling complete butt across your body of water. So if you're fishing a smaller body of water or a smaller lake, and that's what you're looking to fish most of the time, the Classic XL would be a great option for you, because you don't really have a lot of spots that you can move to anyways, and it's not a slow boat by any means. It's not like you're going to be out there going 10 miles an hour like you would in a John boat, so you can still get around pretty well in any Bass Tracker aluminum boat that you buy. So like I was saying, if you're going to fish a bigger body of water, definitely at least go with the 175. But if you're looking to fish a smaller body of water, the Classic XL works great. So moving on to number 5, you got to take into account that these boats are not customizable enough. Basically, the only things you get to choose is between 2 different motor sizes on each model of the boat, and then you can either choose a red, a blue, or a black. That's about the only things you can customize. You can't customize your trolling motor without being totally scammed and ripped off, so I don't really consider that a customizable feature on the boat if they're going to charge you a bunch for labor and a bunch for the actual product they're upgrading on the particular boat. And I wish you could get a better carpet on the boat, because the carpet on these boats is not bad by any means, especially if you take care of it like we do, but it does go pretty easily. We've had it not even 2 years and it is starting to show some serious wear and tear already, so I'm a little bit disappointed in that. Maybe upgrade to a better quality marine grade carpet. Obviously this is a marine grade carpet already, but the quality is just not there in my personal opinion. So other boating brands like Ranger, you can customize stuff a lot better. You can customize that trolling motor, the color, the carpet. You can customize a lot more stuff on Ranger bass boats, but again, Ranger bass boats are more expensive than Tracker bass boats. But if you're looking in the 190 to 195 range in the Tracker bass boats, you might as well just go get a Ranger already, because you're pretty much at the same price point as a Ranger bass boat as well. So that's another thing you should keep in mind, is make sure you look at all the brands when you're looking to buy a boat. Don't just look at the Bass Trackers. It's real easy to get sidetracked, because they have a lot of Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, and they have the Bass Tracker centers where you can go easily buy a Bass Tracker. But the Ranger bass boats are a little bit harder to find, because you actually have to find a special retailer. But make sure you look at every single brand when you're looking to buy a boat, not just Tracker. So if you only looking at Tracker so far, make sure you give Ranger and maybe somebody else a look as well, like Alumicraft. Moving on to number 4 here today is going to be the motor horsepower and top speed. So like I was saying earlier, the Classic XL, you can only get that boat with a 40 or 50 horsepower motor. So obviously you're going to be maxing out at about 35 miles per hour, give or take, depending on the conditions and the wind and the wake and how many people there are on the water and stuff like that. So if you get that 50 horsepower on that boat, you might be able to touch 40. I wouldn't say it. We can barely get this boat to 40 as it is. So if you guys can get the Classic 50 horsepower to 40 miles an hour, let me know what we're doing wrong. We got the motor trimmed correctly and everything like that. The wheel is straight, obviously. But if y'all can get it faster than what I'm saying, then let me know down in the comments. But this boat, we clock it at about 42 miles an hour, and that's if there's no waves and no wake out on the lake when we are driving the boat. But if you get a bigger boat like the 190 or 195, you can go a lot quicker as well. If you guys missed my 190 review, I'll leave a link up to that right now. I reveal the top speed of that boat. So if you guys want to go faster than average, I definitely wouldn't get the Classic because you're not going to be breaking any speed records. Even with this boat, you're not going to be breaking any speed records with it. But if you guys want to go faster, I would definitely go with the 190 or 195. You know, again, it's easy for me to say, you know, well, just spend more money, but sometimes it's not always that easy. So a great middle option would be the 175 if you don't have quite enough money to jump to a 190 or even 195, but you don't want to get the bottom of the barrel bass tracker boat like the Classic XL. And some of you guys really like your Classic XLs, and I'm not dogging them at all here today. They are a solid boat. But we were looking at buying that boat, but we decided to jump up to the 175 because we thought we were getting a lot more features jumping up. If you jump from the Classic XL to the 175, it's anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 upgrade depending on which motor size you get. The number 3 thing you need to consider here today is how long do you want to have this boat, guys? Is this something where you're going to fish a lot, or is this something where you're just going to take it out, you know, 2 or 3 times in the spring, and then, you know, the summer is going to kind of sit there, and then the winter you're never going to use it or anything like that? If this is something you're going to use a lot, very often, and you want to have it for 5+ years, maybe even 10+ years, I definitely wouldn't go with the Classic XL because that boat, in my own opinion, is just not going to last. And even this boat, it's hard to say if it's really going to last that long. We haven't even had it 2 years and the carpet's already kind of messing up, and there is significant scratches and stuff in the side of the boat. And keep in mind, we do take very good care of this boat. My dad is a clean freak about this thing. He cleans it every time we take it out, and yes, I do help him. I'm not total lazy ass here. But like I was saying, we take extra good care of this boat. So just to see that the carpet's already kind of showing some serious wear and tear, it's kind of disappointing. So if you guys are looking for something you want to have possibly 10+ years, tracker bass boats are probably not for you, especially if you're going to fish it a lot like we do. We probably fish it about 1 to 2 times a week on average, and during the spring we fish it about 3 to 4 times a week. So keep in mind, we do use this boat a lot, so we really put this thing to the test. But we've only had it about 1.5 years at this point, so I think it should be lasting a little bit better, especially the carpet and stuff like that. Some other stuff to consider with the bass tracker boats is they come with the cheaper, thinner wiring on them. So for example, if you jump to a Ranger bass boat, they come with sturdier wiring. I'm not a wiring or electrician expert by any means, but obviously this boat does not come with the best wiring. It's the cheap of the cheap. But again, these boats, when you're looking at aluminum bass boats, are the Walmart of bass boats. And guys, I'm not dogging these boats at all. I shop at Walmart. I'm not saying it's bad. You know, I go to Walmart because it's cheap, not because it's high quality though. That's all I'm saying. So we're almost to number 1 here on today's list, but moving on to number 2, the second most important thing you guys need to consider is where are you guys going to store this boat? So for example, when we were looking to buy our bass tracker boat, we were looking around, we were looking at jumping to the 190, but as you can see, we have the boat stored in our garage, so the 190 would not have fit our particular garage. Maybe you guys have a bigger garage, or you have a property or somewhere where you can store the boat, but for us, we wanted to store it in the garage because it's at least $50 to store it somewhere else, and if you want that covered storage, it's at least $75 to $90 per month. So after a while, that starts to add up to a lot of money, guys, spent on just, you know, buying a spot to put your boat. So that's something you really want to consider. Where are you going to put this thing at? We got the 175 because as you can see, it fits perfectly in our garage. If we got any bigger, it would not fit at all. So that's something you guys really need to consider when you're looking at buying any new bass boat or any boat in general, because it can add up over time. If you're paying, you know, anywhere from $50 to $100 just to store your boat somewhere, it adds up very quickly. And a feature I like about tracker bass boats is it actually comes with a little piece up at the front of the trailer that you can fold in. If that piece didn't fold in, we would not be able to fit this boat in our garage here today. So it's nice that they include that feature as well. That's something else you want to consider. You can fold it in, and that takes off about 2 feet of actual length from the trailer, so it gives you some more space if you want to store it somewhere. So the number 1 thing you guys need to consider here today is what is your budget, guys? How much are you looking to spend? If you only got about $12,000 to buy a boat, well, your only option is going to be the Classic XL. So maybe you don't want to wait and you just want to go ahead and buy that boat. It's a good solid entry-level boat, as all these boats are. So this is our second boat, the 175 is. So any of these boats are great starter options for you, and the great thing about Tracker is that they are very low cost when you're comparing them against other brands like Ranger or even Alumicraft. So you can buy these boats a little bit easier, but that does come with some cons as well. You get the not as good carpet, less customization available to you, and thinner and less sturdy wiring. But these are great entry-level boats. If you're looking to fish very hard, I don't want to say don't get a Tracker, because these are good boats even if you're going to fish a lot. But if you guys want to take some time and save up some more money, or you even have the money and want to invest, I would definitely look at some other brands. But if you guys have about 20 grand, I definitely go with the 175. It's a solid boat. I do love this boat a lot. I know I say a lot of bad things about it, but I do have a lot of good things to say about it as well. I'll leave a link to my top 10 best bass tracker features video up top right now and down below in case you guys want to go check that out. But if you guys are looking to finance one of these boats, it's very easy to finance and you can go anywhere. There's Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops everywhere, and they even have Bass Tracker centers where you can go pick up one of these boats as well. So there are plenty of places to buy these boats. So overall, these boats are a solid, low-cost option and a great starter boat if you guys are just getting started when it comes to buying a bass boat for bass fishing, or even if you're looking at another bass boat or another tracker boat like the Sun Trackers or something like that. And lastly, these boats come with everything you need to fish. It comes with the trailer, it comes with the fish finder, it comes with the trolling motor, a motor, storage space. It comes with everything you need. You don't have to buy anything extra except for, you know, your worms and your hard baits and your rod and reel combos. That's the only thing you got to put on this boat. Other than that, this boat comes ready to go. But thank you guys so much for watching here today. If you disagreed with anything, go down below and let me know what you disagreed with. And if you like these kind of videos, let me know down in the comments as well, and leave a like. Appreciate y'all so much for watching here today. And I hope I didn't upset any of y'all too much here today, but please go down, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you do not miss anything in the future. And I will see y'all back here next time.